To the show. Now, buying a property can be one of the best ways of getting a good return on an investment, as long as you get it right.
Yes, and I do know somewhere you might be able to get a bit more value for your money.
Yeah, you guessed it. Head down to your local property auction.
People buy property for all sorts of reasons. It can be a new home, or it can be to do up and sell on.
Or they might be looking for rental income to use for their pension.
But whatever the reason, there are always stories to tell. Here are the properties we're featuring on today's show. In Stoke-on-Trent, the location of this one-bedroom flat certainly sweetens the deal. 100 yards away is this idyllic little spot.
But the decoration in this Greater Manchester three-bed property leaves a bitter taste. Oh dear. Get that decorated, please.
And in Maidstone, I set up a banquet of hot and spicy puns at this Indian restaurant. Never know, might curry someone's favour.
All these properties have been sold at auction, and we'll find out who bought them and what they paid when they went under the hammer.
Hold on.
I'm off to Trent Vale, a village on the western outskirts of Stoke-on-Trent. This suburban location has a lot going for it, with good transport links and the nearby Royal Stoke University Hospital, making it a popular rental area, which I think is good news for the lot I'm here to see. It's a one-bedroomed ground floor flat, guide priced at £34,000, and it's down here. It might well be a ground floor flat, but the front door is a back door. Not quite what I was expecting. So it would be a bit of a trek if you had some shopping to bring in. OK, so it's only a one-bedroom flat. It's not going to be massive, but a bit of storage there, which, you know, in this kind of size of flat is going to be really useful. Somewhere to put your bike, maybe, or just general stuff. And then bathroom here. Now, it's obviously straight away saying it hasn't been tidied up for quite a while. So a new bathroom suite in there, and then this is your bedroom. Lots of light coming in, and I know it's only a small flat, but it's well proportioned, which is good news. Windows are double glazed, but very, very old double glazing. You can tell that because the gap in between the two panes of glass is really small. On modern double glazing, it's a lot bigger. But you know what? It's got central heating. It looks quite old. It's one you could add value to. I can already tell that. So in here, well, this is your living room area. It's not huge, but a nice big window, and again, looking out there, which is really, really pretty. Through to the kitchen, and surprise, surprise, it's definitely in need of refurbishment. But as we always say, kitchens and bathrooms, it's almost like you want to search out properties that need kitchens and bathrooms to be refurbished, because you could instantly add value and a perceived improvement, which people will pay more for. So it's a good thing. So definitely do something in here. It's not huge, but again, it's all in proportion. And you've got a nice storage cupboard there. Including a little bit of damp. That could be just that the house might not have been lived in for a little while. Nothing too much to worry about. In fact, the whole flat really is a good little project. If you hadn't done sort of any kind of renovation work before, exactly the sort of thing that you should cut your teeth on. You'll need the trades in for any gas or electricity work, but there are no structural changes to be done here. It just needs the work when it comes to refurbishment. You might not have a garden with this flat, but who needs a garden when there's something so much better behind those nearby trees? Well, literally 100 yards away from the property, is this absolutely idyllic little spot. It's a fishing lake. How great is this? Just a few practical points about the property. It's leasehold. You want to check the length of that lease, make sure it's at least 70 years, because mortgage companies don't like anything less. But almost when you're here, all that stuff seems far too detailed.
Let's go fishing for a dream. Let's find some place new.
Well, this place has reeled me in. And I think the flat, bought at the right price, could be a great catch as an investment, or even your first home. But what does an agent from the auction house that sold it think about this one-bedroom ground floor flat?
I think this flat has huge potential. I'd recommend the purchaser to replace the windows to double glazing, put a brand new kitchen and bathroom in, and just decoration throughout.
We're agreed on the potential and that it seems straightforward, but could there be any pitfalls?
There is a ceiling price in the area for the one-bedroom flat, so I would suggest that the potential purchaser doesn't overspend and does stick to a budget.
Okay, so what would that ceiling price be for this flat that was guided at $34,000?
I would suggest placing this property onto the open market once renovated for a figure in the region of £55,000.
And rental?
If we were to place this property onto the rental market once renovated, I would suggest a figure in the region of £400 per calendar month.
Well, it's a nice little flat in a great location. Not too much to do to sort it out, so possibly a superb first-time project for somebody. Let's see who bought it when it went under the hammer.
This is a one-bedroom ground floor flat. It is in need of some modernisation and is conveniently situated close to the Royal Stoke Hospital. £30,000 to start. 28 then. 28,000 is bid. Your bid, sir. £28,000 is bid. Take 30 on this. 30,000. 32. 32. 34. 34. 35. Half, you say. 34 and a half. Fresh bid. 35. 35. 35 and a half. 35 and a half. 36,000 is bid. 36 and a half back in. 37, sir. 37. 37. £37,000 is bid. 4 throw, you're out. Are we all done? If so, £37,000 once. £37,000 twice. Third and final time, £37,000. You bought it, sir. Well done.
For just £3,000 above the guide price, for £37,000, the one-bedroom flat was bought by brothers-in-law Carl and Lee. Carl, leading the way here, is a warehouse manager, and Lee, a builder. And this was very much bought with family in mind. Lee, Carl, good to meet you both.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me why you wanted to buy this place.
Right, well, we looked at it. It's actually for Lee's mum, who's going to move in here, which is my mother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
She lives about 1.5 miles away at the moment. She grew up in this area, wanted to move back. I was talking to her one weekend. She'd mentioned that she'd seen this or spoken to Lee about it, but it was up for auction. So I went and looked at it, and we came on the Monday, looked at it on the same day as the auction, and purchased it from there. So,
right.
And here we are.
Although this flat is for Lee's mum Norma to return to, an area familiar to her, it's actually also about so much more. As sadly, Carl's wife Claire, Lee's sister, lost a long and brave battle with cancer just 6 months ago. The family have been looking for something to focus on to help them move on a little from the devastating loss of a loved one.
We talked about doing this before, and from there we just thought this was a good opportunity to move on and to remember her by. Lee and Claire used to skive off school. And when they skived off school, they used to sit by the lake, which is just behind the trees.
You literally have memories of things you used to do, almost what we can see out the window.
Yeah, we used to hang around by the lake. We used to wait for my mum to go to work, and then we'd go back home.
Well, clearly you couldn't get a better located project for this family, with so many connections and memories. This isn't the first time Norma has heard about them skipping school, or they might get a well overdue telling off. So, what are you going to do to it? What are you going to do to sort it out?
Everything. New windows, new kitchen, baths coming out, shower cubicles going in, complete new bathroom, new carpets. All the wallpaper on the ceiling's got to be taken down. Everything really back to plaster. Rewire it all.
Decorate it, and then hopefully it'll all be good to go.
And is your mum going to get involved in the design or the colours and things like that?
Yeah, she's going to be involved in picking wallpaper that she likes, carpet she likes, etc. The rest of it, she's not fussed.
Yeah, my daughter will get involved in that with her as well, so she'll
right.
be along. So she's 14. She'll be coming along choosing the colours.
Oh, great.
Hoping the nana to sort it out and get in. So
I've no doubt Carl's daughter Kelsey will be a great help to her nana. A bit of helpful input into the interior design never goes amiss. Well, what about the money side of things? How much money have you got set aside for doing the work?
Budget-wise, we're probably thinking $4,500, $5 grand. We'll get most of it done. We'll get a second-hand kitchen off the internet. Bathroom we'll get off an auction site probably, and then we'll go from there, and fairly straightforward. Don't think there's anything major. The windows, probably put a new boiler in. But yeah, it's fairly basic, straightforward things. Simply assures me.
And what's the time scale? Presumably sooner rather than later.
I think we can turn it around in 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
Maybe earlier.
So obviously you've done this for very specific reasons. Might this inspire you to do it again?
Yeah, we hope so. We've got another one that we're doing at the moment anyway.
Oh, right, okay.
In Stoke, which we brought last month.
Okay.
So we're halfway through that. We'll probably leave that for a bit, come down here, get this one done so that Norma can get moved in.
Right.
And then we'll go back to that one and get that one flipped over up there. So.
Well, listen, I'm really sorry about the circumstances, genuinely, but I hope it turns out to be a happy place for your mum at least.
Yeah, we hope so. We hope it'll move everything on and go through. So.
Good. Okay. Nice to meet you.
Cheers, and you, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
So some very sad circumstances leading up to the purchase of this property, but hopefully with it becoming a really great home for Norma, things will get better, and I hope she's very happy here. You can find out how the boys get on turning this place around for her later in the show.